The Misadventures of an Escape Artist, Episode 2. Flying 101. In my final year of high school, it was time for me to decide what I was going to study. I was leaning towards astrophysics and applied sciences. I discovered a 3-year flight course offered at a Saint-Jep junior college. It was a school located 5 hours away from my hometown. I thought it would be fun and a lot easier than to study seriously. Boy, was I wrong. Learning to be a professional pilot was much harder than I ever could have imagined. Leaving home to become a pilot. My parents didn't have the means to pay for my training, let alone my room and board. I continued working hard every summer at a Christmas tree nursery. My job was pruning trees with a long machete, so they would grow into the desired shape. Occasionally wasp nests would be found under the tree branches. With my machete, I would clear the nest and swarms of wasps would follow, attacking me. I soon found out that if I dropped my baseball cap behind me, the wasps would attack my cap and leave me alone. To protect myself from possible machete blows, I always wore hockey shin pads. But as fate would have it, during my second summer, I slashed myself with a machete in the left calf behind my shin guard. A few stitches later, and I was back to work again the next day. I also worked for my father's alarm company, where my job was to run cables through the walls of the homes to reach the main panel of the alarm system. With these summer jobs, I was able to support myself and pay for flight school. I made it to my flight school interview by hitchhiking, or as the Quebecois say, faire du pouce, with one of my friends who also wanted to enroll. Out of 900, only 90 students would be accepted. At the end of 3 years, there were less than 35 students left. The courses were that demanding. The interview took place in the presence of 3 instructors from the school and lasted about 15 minutes. I swear that I don't remember a thing I said, other than I'd never been in a plane. My friend was rejected because he had told his interviewers that what he really wanted to do was work in Africa to help the poor. Eventually he took private flying lessons and got a job as a pilot with Air Canada. Meeting the fairer sex. My first day at college, I found myself in line next to a very attractive female student. She turned around and gave me a shy smile and began talking to me. She was beautiful. Blue eyes, long blonde hair, tall, slender, and through her summer sweater I could see the curves of her ample breasts. I was all male, 17, and totally smitten. Having previously attended a private boys' college run by Catholic priests, I had no experience with girls. Sadly, the only woman I had known was my mother. After talking with this beauty, I was completely bewitched, but too shy and tongue-tied. In my 17-year-old mind, this female was a wondrous and inaccessible creature, an elusive butterfly, and I was completely enchanted. In the following weeks and months, I saw her a few times between classes. She was studying biology. We would smile at each other, but I never knew what to say after the first hello. Towards the end of the school term, she ignored me. Perhaps she thought I was too much of a snob to have a relationship with a local girl, but actually I was too much of a boy to understand that a man needs to make his move. I remember a philosophy course given by a professor in her 40s. We'd forced her to resign mid-term because she could no longer tolerate our shenanigans. In our torture of this teacher, I was the ringleader and class clown. I kept asking her ridiculous questions in order to undermine her and make the class laugh. I had a talent for double entendres and quick retorts. That poor woman, 30 male students ranging in age from 17 to 22, had no interest whatsoever in understanding the world, where they were coming from, where they were in life, or where they might be heading to. I, on the other hand, was fascinated by philosophy. But I had the chance to entertain, and entertain I did. I chose tomfoolery before philosophy.